My hairstylist just canceled on me. I have a
Oh,
wedding
no.
tomorrow and I need my hair done ASAP.
Yes, you do, girl. Okay, I'm here to save the day. Let's talk about what you're looking for. Do you have inspo photos?
I do. I have a few right here.
Oh, she's ready. Okay, let me look. Oh, I love it. Oh, I love this one. Okay, let's talk about this one. What do you like specifically about that?
I love that it really brightens up the front of it.
Ooh, okay, the
there's
money
some
piece?
money pieces, but
Yes.
I still love my dimension because I want something that's really low maintenance.
I like that you're into depth and dimension.
Yes.
Low maintenance, low key is kind of the move right now. Also, the tones you chose, perfect. Wait, are you a maid of honor or bridesmaid?
I am. I'm a maid of honor.
Oh my god, okay, this is perfect. Do you have any concerns though when it comes to this?
I have a nail appointment later today, so I need to be out of here ASAP.
Okay, she needs to be out of here ASAP. The low key technique that I'm gonna use is literally 90 minutes long. So we'll get you in and out, you'll feel fresh, you'll be so ready for the wedding.
Perfect. Let's
Yeah,
go.
you ready? Let's do this. I always start by creating my roadmap. So I like to create really clean sections. As you could see, I did one in the middle. I sectioned out the money piece and then the side. I wanna go in with High Riser from Matrix with 20 volume. I love our High Riser because there's bonder inside, so it takes out that middleman. I don't have to do an extra step. Also, I really like that it's gonna lift 9 levels, give me that oomph that I need to really get her light and bright. So I'm gonna go in with a pretty thin section. I am gonna back comb, so I'm not too concerned about it being like the tiniest little subsection. I'm gonna take her hair as a slice, back comb those little baby hairs, and then paint all of this. And honestly, you guys, saturation is key when it comes to this entire look. Honestly, anytime you're using lightener, saturation is key. I like to really lightly just kind of feather up. Even though I'm not worried about a line of demarcation because I already went in and back combed, this just adds an extra little layer of protection. And then sometimes when the hair is super long, I don't like to roll the foil upward. I just like to put a foil right on top. Then I'm gonna go into the other subsection and do the same exact thing. Now going into her side section, I feel like a lot of people end up overfoiling this little side triangle right here. I really like to go in and I'm gonna weave this entire area and just take horizontal sections all the way up. And your weave doesn't have to look perfect, you guys. I kind of like a messy weave. It adds to the dimension. There's nothing worse than when your client goes home and they put their hair into a ponytail and there's just a big dark area. You don't want that to happen to you. They're gonna come back and be like, Sharon! See how long these baby hairs are? I love them. You could see if I didn't weave them, that would have been a really dark area. Now following that, I like to do one slice and then the rest weave. So I get that really bold money piece and then softens out. I always like to feather up on the root, same reason as before. I like to just diffuse the line of demarcation. Oh my gosh, people, everything is okay. The honking is insane. Oh my goodness. They're late for an important date. Okay, so I went in, I did those foils by the ear, I did her side section and her money piece. I'm gonna follow that exact same format on the other side. And then we just plop that lightener on there. Like I said, saturation is key, you guys. Oh yeah, lots of lightener. And then just like my other sections, light feather up. Okay, now going into my next section. Super thick, you guys. Do you see this? Super thick sections. I'm not afraid because saturation is key. So because she has such thick hair, and like I said, I want these sections to be big, I'll take the subsection that I just created, slice it in half, leave that as a dropout, and weave the top half. Okay. Like I said, your stitch is not super important. It's really what your client is looking for. Do they want baby stitches? Do they want super chunky ribbons? What is your client looking for? And see, right here, you guys could see this is where we're about to break up that line. This is going to completely rechange this entire formation. I did want to go in and hit her ends because they're a little brassy, and I'm not concerned because our formula, our lightener, is pre-bonded. So I'm really not afraid because I know we're protected. And then, like I said, just feathering up at the end. Now we're at our top section, our little triangle up there. I am going to split it in half, leave the bottom out, and weave the top. Okay, then I'm gonna seal that foil and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now we're moving on to the back of her hair. I'm really just gonna put a few foils underneath to have that pop in the front, but I really don't need a lot of dimension throughout here because she already has some that I'm gonna tone. So I'm gonna take my section from the top of the ear, diagonaling back towards her nape. I'm gonna do 2 weaved sections right here. Always back combing. And then applying our foil. And what have I been saying all day? Saturation is key. I feel like you could have said it by now. I like to really seal the foils. I feel like when you fully seal your foils, it traps in the heat more, you get a more even lift. It's amazing, and then we'll get to toning. All right, let's do this. You guys, look at how light we were able to get her. So now we're gonna go in and tone, and remember, we have to tone at the darkest level so everything meshes really nicely, but I do think I'm gonna go in with 1 shade lighter to really pop her money pieces. Something to keep in mind when you're going to tone, especially doing a root melt, if you wanna keep that money piece light and bright, section it out. Keep your sections clean so you know what to do and what not to do. Also, I want to apply a separate formula on her money piece. So this is gonna allow me to do so. Everybody has their own personal preference on how to root melt. I personally like to take horizontal sections and work my way up the head. So I start by outlining my section. My sections are pretty small. They're about 1 inch in depth. And like I said, I just work my way up the head, keeping everything really, really clean because the last thing you want is anything to go on her ends. And just painting down. Quick tip with your root melt, make sure you're applying past that line of demarcation so it helps blend down. So you can see as I'm working up the head, I'm getting a little bit further down with my root melt because I really want to make sure I'm hitting all the hair that needs to be hit. So for the hairline, I'm just gonna go in and tap the root. I'm not gonna drag it down and smudge the way I am all over it because I want to keep it really light and bright. I want it to pop. So like you can see, I'll scoot her over. I'm literally just tapping that root, just smearing that line of demarcation. So now that I did my entire root melt, I'm gonna go in with my ends formula. So I'm gonna hit the mids and the ends, but I'm gonna keep the money piece separate because we have a separate toner for that. And I'll just apply all over, get it really in there. I like to kind of squishy it through my fingers. I don't know if there's a better word for squishy. With girls with long hair, you have to make sure you're working it all the way through the ends. There's nothing worse than getting it all on, and then when you wash it off, you realize you didn't saturate the ends. The nice thing about this is I could take larger sections because I'm just applying it all over. So you don't have to be super precise, just keep that money piece out of the way. I think creating a root formula, an ends formula, and then a money piece formula is gonna separate you from the rest of the stylists maybe not taking that extra step, which is gonna get you more clients. So now that we got our toner on all over, it is finally time for the money piece. I like to save the best for last. So I'm literally just gonna take my money piece and start applying all over. For the money piece, remember we did Super Sync 9mm, one of my favorite tones. And I feel like I've been saying this all day, but saturation really is key here, okay? Make sure you're getting those little baby hairs that we lightened, or else that would look really weird. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Are you ready to see your hair?
I am so ready.
Okay, open your eyes in 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god.
It's so good.
I am so obsessed with it.
Yay! Are you ready for this wedding?
I literally feel like a new person.
You look like a new person.
You brought me back to life.
I brought you back to life, baby. And honestly,
ready.
this tone, you guys, next level.
Brought me back to life. I have officially defrosted.
She's officially defrosted. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.